the title of the call is Time for Aliveness, right?
That's right.
Okay, so why we chose this title is obviously with all the circumstances of the world. I don't know about everybody else, but I vary between being depressed, being heartbroken, being angry, being scared. I mean, I have the whole range of emotion. And then I need a break and I don't watch anything. And then there is the what if something happened and I don't know, right? And then I go back to it. So time for aliveness. No better time than to practice aliveness.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
So Abby, I and everybody, so I'm on this little island and I've been looking for a house for a year right now, about a year. And I'm waiting to have my heart falling in love. I'm waiting to fall in love. It doesn't have to be practical. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I need to fall in love because I want to put down roots and create a home, right? So I've seen a lot of houses. I've made some offers and I keep saying to Abby, oh, well, I'm non-attached, you know me, I'm not non-attached. And Abby go, oh, very good, very good. But I could hear like a little disappointment in Abby. No, I don't care one way or the other. You know, what will happen will happen. I'm a wisdom teacher after all, right? Anyway, so now on Saturday, I go and visit this house. And I love it. I spend my entire weekend planning everything, the bathroom, the kitchen. I spend hours on sites to go and see how I can do it and so forth, right? So I get on the corner and I say to Abby, I'm totally attached. And Abby says, no, you desire it. And I suddenly realized, good God, I have been practicing non-attachment for so long. I have been giving up wants because I know wants comes from lack, that I forgot about desires and the aliveness it brings, right?
Yes.
So time for aliveness with desires. And you read something, Abby, you told me about that?
I was sharing with Sophie this morning, everyone, that I saw this great video that was talking about nervous system dysregulation versus when your nervous system is regulated. So we can also look at that as whether you're reacting or responding, right? And the person was saying, we used to really look at the opposite of a dysregulated nervous system as being totally zen, not caring about anything, no reaction, just sort of being detached. But now, sort of, totally being detached. But now we're starting to look at the healing of your nervous system. Healing the dysregulation actually looks like self-expression. Being fully soul expressed is having a healed nervous system. It's being able to respond, be alive, be present. And I think that's a much more powerful way to look at it, because that's us not being monks on the hills of the Himalayas, but being humans fully alive in our lives and choosing to participate in our realities.
Yes. And I also think that desire is the expression of the sacred will, right? So if there is creation, for creation to become a reality, you need the will.
Yes.
Right? And the desire gives the will.
Yes. Yes. I love that.
Yeah. So it actually, without desires, nothing happens.
Yeah.
And I totally dropped it. I was wondering, I thought part of being so awakened was a bit flat. And with this house, I suddenly feel so alive and so filled with energy. And I'm saying, okay, what if I don't get it? so I will be disappointed, I suppose, and sad, but it's still worth it for 3 days of excitement and aliveness, and I'll desire another one.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I think that's beautiful. And I think it also, what I hear when you say that is really healing and taking care of ourselves means that we also trust ourselves. Like we can trust our desire, and we can also trust that we can take care of ourselves if we're disappointed or we're sad, or like that. All of that is part of life.
But in fact, if it is a desire and not a want, I don't think there is a disappointment, because you can
Like
direct
redirect.
the desire.
Oh, that's a great point.
A want is an end, right? So a want, again, but based on a lack. And it's not, I don't want the house, because it's not like I don't live in a house now, right? It's like not a lack, it's I desire it.
Yeah.
So if it's not this one, it will be another one. So I think with desire, you might not even have the disappointment.
That's really interesting, actually. It's almost like desire is a more expansive, as I hear you make the distinctions, which you're so skilled at, just distinguishing between very specific things. When I hear the difference between want and desire, desire feels bigger, like it can hold a lot more. That's really beautiful.
It's a world of possibility, right? It's limitless. You can desire anything. And also what I've realized is that there is so many things to desire in the world, because the world is so filled with abundance and beauty and fun.
Yes.
And without desire, it's gray.
Right.
Right? So the only necessary distinction is to make sure it's not a want. Like a want comes from a lack. So if you come like you're not liking anything, you are having, right? You are in the space of abundance, because, even listening to that call, right? We have the luxury of talking to each other. Abby, we are talking to you. If you're listening, you have the time to listen to us. I mean, what about that for gratefulness?
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love the marriage of desire and gratitude too. That's really
beautiful. Desire, gratitude, it comes from gratitude. It comes from the place of being a human having.
Yeah.
We have. And then there is desires.
Oh my God, I'm having a full experience right now of like, I don't know, 6 of your seminars that you've done all coming in right now in this moment in one big, it's just amazing. I'm also feeling the space of when you made that incredible distinction between pleasure, happiness, and joy, that also is here. Like the pleasure on the material world, happiness in the mental realm, and joy in the spiritual world. Those are also a part of this desire, gratitude, yummy being on earth space.
Yeah. So if somebody is listening to us and do not know about pleasure, pleasure, happiness, and joy, they're going to go crazy. So let me just no. But let me cover it quickly, right? So pleasure is anything that is temporary and gives you an immediate pleasure in the present, right? Drinking a cup of tea, being kissed, swimming in the sea, and eating chocolate, for example, right? So and pleasure is physical with the 5 senses. It's a physical experience. And if you overdo it, you know what happens. If you drink too much, it's too much chocolate, or, you go past a certain limit and you go into suffering.
Yeah.
Right? Because the law of the universe is all about harmony and rhythm. You cannot go to the extreme. It's the middle way.
Yes.
Then happiness is the ecstasy, the psychological ecstasies, like my relationship with Abby, our mind merge, right? It's a merging of psychological merging. You have that with your family, friendships. It's but also with things, right? It's you can go to swim, like when I go to swim in this beautiful sea, and then I either think about going or remember having gone. It gives me a happiness through my memory, right? So it's psychological. Again, you cannot overdo it, otherwise it will turn into suffering. Yeah. And then there is joy, right? The spiritual ecstasy that comes from internal elevation and merging into love. The oneness, experiencing the oneness, all separation disappears, and there is a perfection of it all. That's a spiritual ecstasy. So that's a very quick reminder of pleasure, happiness, and joy.
Those are such powerful distinctions that I think about regularly. And I'm just wondering in this moment, Sophie, how do you think desire fits into those, or how do they fit into desire, those three distinctions?
I think it fits in all, it could fit in all, definitely pleasure, right? Yeah. Definitely happiness.
Yeah.
And for the spiritual, I can't see it right now. Can you see it?
I think for me, the only piece that I see is that when I really sit in that space of desire, as you described it, it's so limitless.
Oh, the gratefulness. Yes, yes.
Yeah, the gratefulness and the potentiality is so limitless that you sort of merge into the infinite possibility of the universe.
Yeah.
In that moment.
Yes, yes, yes. I can see the house disappearing, right? Yes. Everything disappearing, but what is left is gratefulness and reverence and love. And yes.
I love that.
Yes, but it's way beyond the house. Yes. But it doesn't stop it, right? And you can play with the 3 levels. So for those of you that are listening, you know about language, right? Language is our sacred gift. It also can be a trap if you don't know what you're saying, if you're using the language of survival versus the language of creation. But the more you educate yourself in language and the more you bring awareness to the meaning you attach to words, the bigger the world of possibility available to you. So if you make a distinction between pleasure, happiness, and joy, you will be able to have all 3 at a much more profound level than if you put them all in the same basket and don't know the difference, right? For example, being authentic and being sincere.
Right.
Right? People think it's the same. It's not the same at all. Change and transformation, it's the opposite, right? So there is a language to learn that will give you access to elevation and freedom and gratitude and everything you ever dreamt of.
I really love that, Sophie. I have learned that so much in your space. It really does matter. And my mind has shifted now. I hear your voice, that's not a decision, that's a choice, and it is powerful. It gives you access to so much more. So if you're listening to this call and perhaps this is new to you, or you're interested in learning more about those distinctions, we have so many videos on that. And if you comment below what you're interested in, I'm sure I can find one for you and I'll put a link for you.
Okay, great, Abby. All right, will you check if we have any questions?
I will. I
comments?
Absolutely will. Let's see. I don't think we have any comments at the moment.
All right. And everybody, I used to put the reels on this group, but we're going to keep this group for the Monday calls. So if you want to watch the daily reels that we're posting, go on YouTube, okay, in shorts or Instagram.
Instagram or TikTok. We're going all over the place. So find us everywhere.
This is our new route, social media. Yay, look, I've got a new mic and all that.
Yes, looking professional. I love that. Yep, we're going for it, everybody. So you can, if you're interested in it, if you love Sophie, you can support us by going and following us everywhere and commented on
putting
stuff.
hearts everywhere. That's right.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
awesome. That would be really helpful.
All right, come on, let's give any bit of wisdom we have to the entire world that is even slightly interested in it.
Absolutely. I agree completely.
All right, we love you, love you, love you. Speak to you next week.
Love you, everyone. Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.